Do you know someone who always thinks ahead and they are somehow prepared for almost whatever situation you find yourself in? Well, that just might be the Enneagram 6, the loyalist. Now, if you're shopping for a 6, stay tuned because understanding what makes them tick can turn your worst fears into best case scenarios when it comes to buying the perfect gift for the Enneagram 6 in your life. This is 9 and 9 Enneagram Wisdom for Life. I'm Jen Stanley. Let's dive in. Sixes are loyal, trustworthy, and deeply committed friends. They notice details that most people are going to miss, and they're wired to think about just safety and responsibility and doing the right thing. So when they give gifts, it makes sense. They want you to know that they care. They have carefully thought through the options and they want to give really thoughtful, meaningful gifts to each person that they buy for. Typically, they don't love generic one size fits all gifts, but they also love things that are practical and make sense. So, when receiving gifts, sixes value, drum roll here, thoughtfulness. They feel loved when a gift says, I see you, I remembered you, I've got you. Let's consider gifts for the Enneagram 6 from three perspectives: their unique motivation, their time orientation, and their secure stance. Sixes are motivated by the desire to feel safe and supported, to know that people and the plans around them are reliable. So, the best gifts remind them that they are secure, loved, safe, supported. I mean, a 6 will rarely splurge on themselves, but something that helps them feel really, really cared for is very deeply meaningful to them. So, a couple of ideas that I love are a worry free experience, like a weekend getaway or an afternoon together where you've thought of everything. They don't have to worry about a thing. And if this isn't your strong suit, maybe hire a vacation planner or enlist help from one of your friends to make sure that every detail is carefully thought through and they can relax. Also, something as simple as a handwritten note reminding them how much you appreciate them. This will always go a long way, but especially when it's coupled with a thoughtful gift, whether that's big or small. So, sixes are present oriented, but their brains are wired for the what if, which means that they can have trouble resting in what is. So you might want to consider gifts that help them be and stay in the present moment. So, gifts that create a peaceful and worry free home environment can be very valuable to the Enneagram 6. This might look like a mindfulness app or a subscription, or maybe a guided meditation or devotional journal. High quality candles, comfy blankets, essential oil diffusers, anything that's going to bring their senses to the present moment and help them simply to relax. Another gift that I like thinking about a lot when it comes to the Enneagram 6 is anything to do in nature. So, whether that's a hike or maybe a hammock, any kind of trip to a national park, being in nature really calms your somatic nervous system and it really brings you into the present moment. And one last thing, acts of service, doing things around the home or creating a space in the home that is maybe clutter free or a project that hasn't been finished in months. If you can create that environment of their home that feels relaxed and calm, that tells the Enneagram 6 you're secure, you're safe, and now you can just exhale. When sixes feel safe, they take on the confidence and the inner trust of the Enneagram 9. They become grounded, calm, they're able to go with the flow and not be as worried about what might or might not happen. For this reason, I want to encourage you to give a gift of maybe a shared experience. So, a quiet weekend away, or a class that maybe you do together, like yoga or pottery, or any other class that would pique their interest, something that they would enjoy just for the sake of enjoying. You might want to consider a cozy night in, maybe with just some of their best friends. But warning, like an Enneagram 5, I would not do surprises or surprise parties. Enneagram 6s like to have a little more notice, a little more heads up on things like that. So even if you wrapped the gift, we're going to do this maybe dinner or experience together. I might I might caution you not to go with surprises and more of thoughtfully planned ahead. But if you still aren't sure where to start, I've got the perfect idea. This is a candle from our new Enneagram candle collection, and it says, "Smells like security." So every image on this candle has been thoughtfully considered, especially for your Enneagram 6, to remind them how wonderfully steady they are. So we've got a little golden retriever here, just to remind them how loyal they are. We've got a lighthouse that it reminds us that they're the reason that maybe everyone else avoids disaster. We have a safety raft and or rescue ring here. And this one reminds them that they are prepared for anything and they bring calm to any storm. There's a checklist, just as a little reminder that they've probably checked the list at least twice and now they can relax. We have binoculars here because sixes are so good at seeing what's coming. And then a compass, the inner compass that points to loyalty, truth, duty, responsibility, and doing what's right. I designed this candle to remind every six that true security doesn't come from control or worry. It comes from trust, first and foremost in themselves. So, whether you're shopping for a friend, a partner, or a spouse, or maybe even yourself, remember that the best gifts are meaningful ones and they make people feel seen. As always, during this gift giving season, I hope that you'll remind yourself and others to reclaim your spark and always be the light.